Hi everyone, back here for another video. This is the Nuphy Air75 V2, and is it better than the first version? That will convince you to choose this keyboard. I would say right off the bat, yes. Mainly because there's no more typing lag, thank goodness. So at least from my experience, this has improved typing feel. Also because of this fresh new design, and I love this ionic white color. And for those who are serious about mechanical keyboards, the keys can now be remapped and customized as this new Air75 V2 is QMK or VIA compatible. So let's start with the physical improvements of the V2 over the V1. First, a minor but noticeable change is the V2's packaging, which is way better in my opinion than the V1. Even how the extra keycaps or switches are packed is more presentable than the V1. Second is the kickstand. I say this is a big improvement because it's built in, which the V1 should have had from the beginning. The magnetic stand on the V1 does not really increase the height that much, and it's kind of falling apart or falling off, at least from my keyboard. Next are the new colors on the V2, and I really love this color white. On the V1, there was only one choice, which is the gray color. But in the V2, there's also the cobalt black, the color gray, and this ionic white I have here. The signature look of Nuphy with this pop of colors, in my opinion, really go well with this white colored keyboard. Don't you think so too? Lastly, the switches. The V2 now comes with more options, and I think these are better than the regular Gateron red, brown, or blue switches. There are more choices now of the different typing feels based on your preference, and you have a bit of chance to feel this first, as Nuphy included sample switches in the V2. These samples are what I believe the ones they sell together with the V2. Nuphy sent over this keyboard to me, and in fact I asked if I could have the cowberry switches, but they said first mass production only comes with the daisy switches. So I got the daisy switches, but what's strange is that they do not sell this together with the V2. These daisy switches can only be purchased separately and as an add-on. This daisy switches I feel sounds the same as the brown switches I have on the V1. What I cannot show you though is the difference on the actuation force. The daisies are much softer to the hands, and that is why I enjoy typing on the Air75 V2 over the V1. Now let's hear how different is the typing feel on the V2 compared to the V1. And spoiler alert, you won't really hear much difference, but I let you be the judge of that. Continuing with the typing experience, typing on the V2 is very satisfyingly clicky, and yes, it's noisy, so I still won't dare to take this to the office as it may disturb or annoy other people, but I really want to use this all the time. This time, I really enjoyed typing on the Air75 V2. This may be one of my favorite keyboards, especially that the typing lag I experienced badly on the V1 is not here anymore. Whether I use this at work, where I use a Windows laptop, or my iPad, or with my iPhone, there's no lag when connected by Bluetooth. Using the USB receiver or the cable is okay too. There's no lag, at least that is what I've tested on my work Windows laptop. On my iPad though, I was able to use it wirelessly by connecting to Bluetooth, and also by wired connection with this new braided cable. And of course, I have to use an adapter with it. And it feels the same, there's no lag. I did not succeed though to use the USB receiver with my iPad. The Air75 V2 can be connected to multiple devices, the same as the V1. There is the OS switch here at the back to change it to Mac or Windows. So when I switch devices, which I can do by pressing the function key plus either 1, 2, or 3, I can make the keys work according to the operating system by flicking the switch at the back. I did have a bit of an issue where I cannot switch devices and change the RGB light settings when this switch here is set on Mac. I could only do it when it's switched to Windows. I asked Nuphy about this and they recommended to flash the firmware, and I did, and that kind of fixed the issue, but only for a day, because when I use the keyboard the next day, the problem is back. So when I have time again to try these fixes that Nuphy recommended me to do, only then will I know if indeed it will get fixed. As for the customizations and remapping of keys, which I said is great for those who are really serious about their mechanical keyboards, but not for me though. Unfortunately, I don't have much knowledge and time to learn the possible customizations that can be done on this keyboard. And same as with my other keyboard, I'm okay with the standard keys that come right out of the box. Plus, the remapping of the keys won't apply anyway on my iPad. But if you're one of those who are serious about mechanical keyboards, you can remap your keys using the open source software called VIA, unlike the V1, which can only be customized using Nuphy's own console. The RGB lights on the V2 are quite similar, if not the same as the V1. It's still dim. It's only really visible in a dark room. Lastly, for the battery life, the V2 now has 4000 mAh of battery compared to the 2500 mAh on the V1. Though I have not used this keyboard for a long time, so I need to wait a few more days or weeks to assess if the battery does hold up well and see if what Nuphy said is indeed true, that this can last up to 220 hours on Bluetooth. I really like the Nuphy Air75 V2, not because Nuphy sent this over to me for free, but because it is a really better version. There's no more lag, and I really like the typing feel on these Daisy switches. And if you choose to get the Air75 V2, check out the link in the video description, and you have other options in terms of the keyboard color and switches, which I think will also give many of you out there a great typing experience. And if you have tips on how to use the VIA app, I would like to hear it, so leave it in the comment section below. And that's it. Thanks for watching.